Oftentimes, people think that starting a business, you need thousands of dollars, a fancy office, or a business degree. I thought that too. But truth is, I started my own healthcare consultant business with mainly free resources or incredibly affordable resources. Let's talk about it here today. Hi guys, welcome back to RTs Share Tea, where respiratory therapists live out loud. With me, your host, Linda Fry, the Asthma Lady. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome to anyone new. And I have been enjoying my summer, but still trying to squeeze out these episodes for you guys while I'm still on vacation. So very happy to be here with you guys. I want to say my last recent episode, I have been talking about building a healthcare consultant business. So the last episode, and I will connect that episode to this one in the description. So the last episode, I was talking about, if you felt the need to go in this direction, how to go about building your own healthcare consultant business. Today, we're going to talk about how to make your healthcare consultant business official, like how I made it official, and doing it in this way, you will have zero regrets. Okay, so just starting it off right. Let me give you the beginning very quick, how I even came on this path. And so I am a registered respiratory therapist. For those who don't know me, I started at a level 1 trauma center, and then after a few years, I worked as a public health educator and became the director of an asthma program in Brooklyn, in North Brooklyn. So when I had my miracle baby, I had to leave this program. I was with them for 10 years. And what I started to do is I wanted to keep eyeballs on that asthma program because we had over 150 partners, and I was the face of that asthma program. And so I wanted the support to continue beyond me, because I knew I was leaving. So I started to go on social media and showing the behind the scenes of how we do what we do in the asthma program and how we create impact with such a small team. And what ended up happening is that people started to DM me and ask me, how do they start their own asthma program? How do they develop something like this? And this put me in the healthcare consultant space. Like, I had no idea I could do something like this. And so I had to learn on the go. Was it a scary decision? Yes, it was scary. But I am happy in this space. So for those of you who don't know my career path, I'm right now like an a la carte. What that means is I still do a little bit of bedside patient care through agency work. I am an adjunct professor, and I have my own healthcare consultant business where I work with hospitals, community-based organizations, nonprofits, and medically based companies. So today we're going to talk about how you can set up your healthcare consultant business in a way that you will set yourself up for success. What I realized is that you don't have to do everything by yourself. So there are resources that you can use that can help you figure things out and set you on your journey. The first thing I did was I did some quick research on how to start a business in general. And what the first resource that I found that was very helpful is that in the country, in the States, there is something called an SBA. So the Small Business Association offices. So each state has an SBA office, and we could say, and even regional offices. So the first thing I did was research and reach out to my SBA office. using the SBA as a resource, that alone saves time and thousands of dollars. And here's why. The SBA the reason why they exist is because they are there to help businesses be successful. Why? The government wants small businesses to operate. Okay, so they want people to start their own businesses. Why? Because it lets the country know that we are doing good. We are thriving. So what the SBA offer, they offer how to create your business plan, how, free consultation, the right legal structure for your business, how to help you scope out your name, if a name has been taken already, how to register your business within that state. I'm telling you, they help me so much. So this is the starting point that I would recommend for anyone that is starting their own healthcare consultant business. Oh, and I can't forget to mention that they have a plethora of webinars, one-on-one free counseling. So the word free is attached to a lot of this. They send you things like business grants. They let you know about grant opportunities, business loans, and if you qualify for certain business loans. So a plethora of free resources. And we love free 99. Absolutely. So my number one advice is use your free resources first before you pay somebody to help you. Okay, so the next thing is protecting your business name. Okay, so like I said, your starting point is the SBA. And they will help you with this, right? So you will be able to brainstorm with them your business name, all right? So my business name is Noz Health Ed LLC, based off my name, and that I provide health education. I specifically did not want to use asthma in my business name because I knew that would box me in. So I made the decision to keep it to general health education. But when it comes to protecting your name, what it means is that you want to research that in your local area, in your state, or where you're going to providing the service, is that name does not exist already, or it's not too close to another business entity that does something very similar to you. It will cause problems later on. And once again, we want to have no regrets. So start doing your research from jump. And once again, the SBA can help you with that. So protecting your name. And from there, we could talk about this later on. We could talk about trademarking your business or your healthcare consultant business. Let me know if you're interested in that, because remember, your business name becomes a part of your brand. Okay, so make the decision wisely. All right, because you don't want the headache of having to change your name, right? So once again, we want no regrets. We want to put ourselves in a successful path. The next step to making it your healthcare consultant business official is making it official, registering the business with the state, right? Once again, SBA all day. They will help you with registering your business and helping you gain an EIN number. What an EIN number is, it is your business social security number, right? It's your business tax ID number. Okay, you do not want to use your own social security number as your business tax identifier. Okay, that's a big no-no. Okay, you're going to make a mess. So we need an EIN number. And another reason why that's very important is if you want to qualify for things like a business loan, a bank account, anything like that, the business has to be its own entity. So you have your social security number and your business has an EIN number. So we need the EIN number. No regrets, remember. So when my business, Noz Health Ed LLC, got its EIN number, that's really when I felt like, oh snap, I have a business. Like, wow, it has, it has its own identity. All right, so the EIN number is very important. Okay, now, after you get your EIN number, right? Now, you can open your business bank account. So that's why you need your EIN number. When you get a business bank account, they're going to ask you for that, right? Once again, SBA, they will help you. Okay, so the reason why it is important to get a business bank account, this is a professional look. It just makes the business look professional. It's official. B, you are separating personal spending and business spending. Remember, we want no regrets. This is very helpful to help you when tax time come around, whenever your business decides to file their taxes. And do tax return. You want to separate these two entities. Definitely. We want to make sure that we are keeping track of our business spending and our business income. And it is very easy to track that with a business account. Okay, so once again, why these things are helpful is because it makes the business look more professional. Like, oh, okay, you have a real business. And this is very important when it comes to things like applying for a business grant, business loan, anything like that. They're going to ask you for, and even when it comes to, sending invoices and whatnot, it just looks more polished that is coming from an official business account. These are questions that you will be asked in advance when it comes to contracting with certain business entities. Oh, and also try to choose a bank that fits your business needs. Don't think right away, oh, I should use the bank that I'm using for my personal needs, right? Now, in theory, it might make your life easier because you have an established relationship with your bank already to have a business account where your personal account is. So I get it if you're leaning towards that. But what I did was I researched business bank accounts that had very low entry maintenance costs. And so the bank that I chose for my business, in the beginning, when you just start, you don't have any business income, so why would you want to pay something like a maintenance fee? You understand what I'm saying? And so the business, the bank that I chose for my business had zero maintenance fees. Okay, so which was good at the time. At the time, it was you didn't once you had more than, I think it was a $500 or $1,000 in the account, you had zero maintenance fee. And even now, I believe now, my account, if you have more than 1,500, you have zero maintenance fee. And the maintenance fee can be anywhere from $15 a month to whatever, depending on the bank. Why pay that? You understand what I'm saying? So do your research. It's just go with what is helpful, what fits your business. Now, the next thing is track everything. Yes. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people often have as, entrepreneurs starting a new business and starting a healthcare consulting business is not knowing how to track things. So things like your spending, okay, which is why the business bank account is so important. Like, how much time are you spending on admin processes, your receipts, placing your receipts in certain places, having a system for that. If you're having business dinners, if you go to dinner and you're discussing business, you know what I'm saying? So for example, if I'm discussing business with my husband, who also, who helps consult me on how to do certain things, that is a business expense because we are talking about the business while we are out during dinner. So you keep those receipts. I keep those receipts, and that is a tax write-off. So make sure that you have an accountant, a business accountant that helps you with those things around, for your taxes. But tracking everything is where oftentimes people mess up. Okay. And once again, we want to have no regrets. Okay, so you want to track things like, if you're having how much mileage on your car you're putting to go to things like conferences, to go to things like your speaking engagements, anything from getting your hair done, your makeup done, putting, your conference outfits, if you do speaking engagements, all of those things are a part of the business. So you have to keep track of those things, keep track of those expenses. And you can go old school like me. I use a plain Microsoft spreadsheet. Anything that I do for the business, I just I put I track the expenses, how much I bought it for, and that is included when it's time to do taxes. I hand my accountant, my tax preparer, that information, and it's very useful. There are things like Zero, which I'm considering using for my business. They don't pay me to say that, but I'm just dropping something that I know. And there are other systems out there that help you track everything for your small business. So, but once again, know that you can go old school with it. Just have a system in place to help you run your business. Because don't forget, every dollar tells a story. Then after that, you start showing up before you're famous. Yes. All right. So what does that mean? Show up, be visible, make sure that people know who you are, what you do, and, so they know why to reach out to you, why to hire you. People cannot hire you if they don't know what you do. So consider creating a LinkedIn account. If you are a healthcare consultant, or if you want to be a healthcare consultant, LinkedIn is a huge resource. I'll be honest with you. I'm a very transparent person. I want to say 85% of my business, if not 90, comes from LinkedIn. Yeah, because people are seeing me, seeing my content, seeing my behind the scenes, seeing oh, this is what she really does. Yeah. So they know why to reach out to me. So when they need the asthma lady, they know how to reach me. Okay, so create those accounts. What I tell folks is you don't have to be on every platform. You do not have to create your own podcast. But what you want to do is find a way that you can consistently be visible, whether that's just posting organic posts through one or two of your social media platforms, or just collaborating with other content creators, or, once again, just being outside, networking and capturing those moments so people can see what you do in real time. All right. In my the last podcast episode, I was talking to you about that I'm going to attach to this one. It's about creating trust. People have to know what you do, how you do it. And this helps them to trust you. People can't hire the expert they can't find. All right. So for me, as the asthma lady, social media became my digital footprint, my digital resume. Okay. So people, when they meet me, they already have an idea of what I'm about. And oftentimes when I do have leads and I have discovery calls, strategy calls, and let me know if you want an episode on that too. What they do is they let me know, hey, I Googled you, and all my stuff that is attached to me pops up, and they can really see why I'm called the asthma lady. It makes sense to them. Yes. And this naturally connects people to me as the asthma lady. None of these steps made me an overnight success stories, but what they did do is set me up for future opportunities and made me ready. So all of these things that I mentioned help me with setting up things and engaging people in regards to speaking engagements, facilitating workshops, consulting gigs, having partnerships, helping with branding. So all of these things are important. I don't want you to leave this episode without doing something, without taking action. Because I love inspiring people, but I also want people to take action. So this week, your challenge is to research your local SBA office. If you really want to start your healthcare consulting business, consider researching them and making that first appointment. One appointment can completely change the direction of your career. If this episode was helpful to you, consider sharing it, forwarding it to a nurse, a respiratory therapist, a PT, OT, anybody in the healthcare profession that you know have been thinking about starting their own healthcare consultant business and they need a little nudge. Send them this way, because someday starts with just one decision. All right, guys. That's all I have here for today. I hope you learned something. If you found this episode useful, please consider contributing to our digital tip jar, buy me or coffee, right, guys? And supporting our mission in continuously fighting against asthma disparities. All right, guys, we are here on most podcast platforms on Wednesdays, and we are on YouTube on Thursdays, except for when I'm on vacation. All right, guys, remember to invest in yourself and to only compete with yesterday's version of you. I'll see you next time. Bye.